temperatures are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
A bit earlier at about 7 a.m.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, rehabilitation czar Ping Lacson is investigating alleged kickbacks from bunkhouses for Typhoon Yolanda victims. Public Works Secretary Singson promises to resign if the bunkhouses are found to be overpriced. And temperatures drop as a sub-zero Arctic blast sweeps through the United States. Hello, I'm Natasha Gutierrez sitting in for Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Rehabilitation czar Ping Lacson says he has been, quote, quietly investigating reports that a local politician is getting kickbacks from the bunkhouses intended for victims of Super Typhoon Yolanda, known internationally as Haiyan. Since December 13, Lacson says he is looking into allegations that at least one politician was colluding with contractors for commissions of 30 to 35%. But Public Works Secretary Rogelio Singson denies the reports, saying the government has not yet paid any contractor. He also promises to resign if the allegations of overpricing are proven true. The Philippine Daily Inquirer reports a 24-room bunkhouse is being constructed at a cost below 200,000 pesos, although it was priced at more than 900,000 pesos. The Inquirer also says the camp coordination and camp management described the bunkhouses as, quote, non-compliant in many respects with internationally recognized standards and best practices. But in a palace briefing, Singson says the quality of the bunkhouse and the allegations of overpricing should be differentiated. The Department of Public Works and Highways aims to build 222 bunkhouses. 126 have already been built. Singson says the total cost of 200 bunkhouses would amount to 14 million pesos. The government's rehabilitation blueprint for Yolanda-hit areas allocates 360.9 billion pesos in a span of 4 years. 2 months after Yolanda hit central Philippines, the government is speeding up the burial of bodies left after the typhoon. On Saturday, rehabilitation czar Ping Lacson says 952 bodies still awaited burial. He earlier said the bodies would be buried by Sunday. But on Sunday afternoon, Lacson says 49 bodies remain unburied. In the rush to complete the burial, authorities have changed deadlines 3 times, this time moving the deadline to Tuesday, January 7. Officials say the tedious process of identifying the dead is delaying the burial. Senate Minority Leader Juan Ponce Enrile responds to the plunder complaint against him, saying there is no testimonial or documentary evidence showing he received 172 million pesos in kickbacks in the pork barrel scam. Enrile filed his counter affidavit before the Office of the Ombudsman last December 20. He and 2 other senators are accused of siphoning their pork barrel to the fake NGOs of alleged mastermind Janet Lim Napoles. Enrile dismisses the documents that the whistleblowers and the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, presented against him and calls the charges baseless and an urban legend. Enrile says the only role he and his office played in the pork barrel process was to identify projects to be funded under his pork barrel. Citing documents obtained from the Commission on Audit, or COA, the NBI says Enrile coursed his pork barrel through 6 Napoles NGOs from 2007 to 2009. While Enrile said he, quote, never personally endorsed any Napoles NGOs, he wrote the COA confirming he authorized his resigned Chief of Staff Dindin Reyes and his Deputy Chief of Staff to sign documents on his behalf. The Department of Health, or DOH, is stepping up its campaign against measles, following the increase in the number of cases recorded last year, an outbreak in some barangays in Metro Manila. The DOH says it recorded 1,724 cases nationwide from January 1 to December 14, 2013, with 43% or 744 cases recorded in Metro Manila alone. The state-run Philippine News Agency reports some 21 barangays in 9 cities declare an outbreak in their areas. Measles is a viral, highly contagious respiratory disease. Symptoms include high fever, red eyes, runny nose, and cough. Rashes would then appear throughout the body after 2 days. The illness can be spread through cough or direct contact with body secretions of an infected person. DOH Assistant Secretary Eric Tayag urges parents to have their children vaccinated, saying children who missed their measles vaccine shot 5 years ago are more vulnerable to measles now. Vaccination is free in all health centers nationwide. The DOH says it recorded a total of 1,018 entries related to New Year celebrations of 2014. Of these, 997 are cases of fireworks-induced injuries, while 19 are stray bullet cases and 2 are caused by ingestion of fireworks. The total number of injuries is 9% higher than during the same period last year and 8% higher than the 5-year average. Health Secretary Enrique Ona says 363 cases involved injuries to bystanders. Ona also shares the story of a 12-year-old boy who died from severe head injury after the gunpowder he collected from spent firecrackers exploded. The boy's kidneys would later help give life to another person after his parents agreed to donate the organs to an adult recipient. Malacanang says it is open to proposals to change the Philippine school calendar to August or September. Currently, classes in the Philippines begin in June and end in March. The University of the Philippines and Ateneo de Manila University aim for an August school opening, while the De La Salle University and the University of Santo Tomas are considering a September to June academic calendar. In a press briefing, Communications Secretary Sonny Coloma says the decision of 4 of the country's biggest universities to move the start of their classes are in line with their autonomous status and with the concept of ASEAN integration. An ASEAN economic community is set to be established in 2015, allowing the free flow of goods and services among the 10 member states, education services included. The Commission on Higher Education forms a technical working group to examine the school calendar shift proposal. Communications Secretary Sonny Coloma defends the increase in contribution hikes in the Social Security System, or SSS, and PhilHealth. Coloma says the move is a, quote, product of keen studies and consultations. Malacanang says there is a need to raise PhilHealth premiums to ensure a sustainable social protection program. For PhilHealth, the lowest monthly premium for minimum wage earners is increased to 200 pesos from 100 pesos. Under the law, employers pay for 50% of PhilHealth premiums, while the remaining amount is shouldered by the employee. SSS contributions are also raised to 11% of members' monthly salary credit from 10.4%. The Presidential Commission on Good Government, or PCGG, welcomes the move of Singapore's top court to grant the Philippine National Bank, or PNB, legal title to former President Ferdinand Marcos's Swiss funds. The decision comes 10 years after a German bank in Singapore sought the country's Court of Appeals to decide on the rightful owner of the funds, a total of $30.1 million. The Straits Times reports the PNB is one of 4 claimants to Marcos's Swiss funds, along with the Philippine government. 5 foundations allegedly set up by Marcos to hold the money in Swiss bank accounts, and 9,539 human rights victims during the Marcos era. Millions of people in the United States brace for brutal weather from a dangerous Arctic blast that could send U.S. temperatures plummeting to their coldest in 20 years. Heavy snow and sub-zero conditions affect the northeast United States and parts of Canada, with a cold weather front moving through the U.S. Midwest. The wind chill from the rare polar vortex could make it feel as cold as negative 51 degrees Celsius in some places. Residents are urged to stay indoors and stock up on food. Experts say exposed skin would suffer frostbite in as little as 5 minutes. The National Weather Service describes the weather as life-threatening. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 4, India on Sunday launches its first rocket using domestically produced booster technology. The 415-ton rocket deploys a 2-ton advanced communication satellite some 17 minutes after leaving the Earth. For years, India has been trying to develop its own cryogenic rocket engines designed to put heavier satellites into high orbits. At number 5, a German skier says he may have filmed the skiing accident where former Formula One driver Michael Schumacher fell and hit his head on a rock. A week since the incident, Schumacher remains in a critical but stable condition. Investigators are focusing on Schumacher's speed when he fell while skiing on unmarked slopes in the French Alps. News magazine Der Spiegel reports the footage of the 35-year-old German steward shows a skier descending an unmarked run before falling. And at number 7, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is expected to announce a new guideline allowing limited use of marijuana for medical purposes. The policy change comes after Colorado became the first U.S. state to legalize the drug for recreational use on January 1. Cuomo's move comes in the middle of a nationwide campaign to relax laws on marijuana use, prompted by shifting attitudes on the drug. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories with the most clicks. Let's check out today's mood navigator. A quick look at the mood navigator shows several different colors. Let's start with this one on the right. The only red circle is today's top story, kickbacks on high-end bunkhouses at 30%. This has a whopping 81% of readers feeling angry and 9% of readers feeling annoyed. Over to the left, let's see. This small green circle. Phones and planes, new guidelines. This is an infographic on the new rules on when you can use your phones while you are on air. This has 59% of readers feeling happy, while 9% are feeling afraid. And the biggest circle is green. This story has been on our site for a while now, and it's quite popular. It's on New Year's resolutions, according to Pope Francis. This has 72% of people feeling inspired and 20% feeling happy. This story alone influences today's mood. Today, most people are inspired. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Monday, January 6, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel in our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Natasha Gutierrez. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.